What if I told you the key to unlocking your full potential lies not in grand altering decisions, but in the tiny habits you cultivate daily? It's true. The secret to long-lasting success begins with small, consistent actions that shape your mindset, influence your choices, and ultimately define your path to achievement. This book is your guide to making those shifts, positive, practical, and powerful, that will transform the way you approach your goals. Positive Shift, Cultivate Habits for Achievement, written and published by Brainpower Blueprint. Chapter 1, The Foundation of Positivity, Shaping Your Inner Dialogue. Have you ever stopped to consider the way you talk to yourself? The quiet, constant voice in your mind shapes how you see the world, how you tackle challenges, and even how you feel about your own worth. This inner dialogue is the foundation of your mindset, and it plays a critical role in determining your success. If your self-talk is encouraging and optimistic, you are more likely to persevere through challenges and grow. On the other hand, if it's filled with negativity and doubt, you may find yourself stuck before you even start. This chapter is about uncovering the power of positivity within and learning to reshape that voice to set yourself up for achievement. Let's start with why this matters. Imagine waking up in the morning and thinking, "I'm not good enough for this day," versus waking up and saying, "Today, I'll do my best, and that's enough." Those simple thoughts can alter the way you carry yourself, the decisions you make, and even how you interact with others. Positive self-talk isn't about ignoring reality or pretending everything is perfect. It's about choosing a perspective that encourages growth and progress, rather than fear and stagnation. It's about being your own biggest supporter instead of your worst critic. Take Sarah, for instance, a woman who constantly doubted her abilities. Whenever she faced a challenge, her inner voice would whisper, "You can't do this. You'll fail." Over time, this mindset kept her from taking risks or pursuing her dreams. One day, Sarah decided to make a change. Instead of letting that voice dominate her thoughts, she started challenging it. When doubt crept in, she'd ask herself, "Is this true? Or is it just fear speaking?" Over time, her inner dialogue shifted. She began to replace "I can't" with "I'll try." And soon after, "I'll try" became "I can." Sarah's journey wasn't easy, but the results were profound. With her new mindset, she started taking on projects she never thought possible, and with each success, her confidence grew. Shaping your inner dialogue doesn't happen overnight. It's a process that requires patience and practice. One of the most effective ways to begin is by identifying the negative scripts running through your mind. Pay attention to how you talk to yourself when something goes wrong. Are you quick to blame yourself or to assume you're not capable? If so, it's time to challenge those thoughts. Instead of saying, "I'm such a failure," try rephrasing it to, "This didn't work out, but it's an opportunity to learn and grow." Small shifts like this can have a ripple effect on your overall mindset. Positive self-talk also involves surrounding yourself with affirmations that inspire and motivate you. Consider an athlete preparing for a big game. Before stepping onto the field, they don't dwell on all the ways they might fail. Instead, they pump themselves up with phrases like, "I've trained for this moment," or "I'm ready to give it my all." Why should it be any different for the challenges we face in daily life? You don't have to be an athlete to benefit from the same principle. Repeating affirmations like, "I am capable," "I am resilient," or "I have what it takes," can help you start the day with purpose and confidence. Another real-life example comes from John, who always struggled with public speaking. He would convince himself he wasn't a natural and that everyone else was better. After learning about the power of inner dialogue, he decided to reframe his approach. Instead of obsessing over perfection, he began to tell himself, "Every time I speak, I get better." He practiced this mantra daily, even when it felt awkward at first. Eventually, John noticed that his nerves started to ease, and he began to enjoy the process of sharing his thoughts with others. The more he practiced, the more natural his positivity became. The beauty of shaping your inner dialogue is that it doesn't require any special tools or resources. Just a willingness to observe your thoughts and make intentional changes. Start by taking a few moments each day to reflect on your mindset. When you notice negativity creeping in, pause and ask yourself, "Is this helping me or holding me back?" Then consciously choose a more empowering perspective. Over time, you'll find that positivity becomes second nature, and you'll approach challenges with a sense of resilience and hope. Here is a practical exercise to apply the concept. Tonight, set aside 5 minutes before bed to reflect on your inner dialogue from the day. Write down one negative thought you had and reframe it into a positive or constructive one. For example, if you thought, "I'm terrible at this," reframe it as, "I'm learning and improving every day." Keep this journal for a week and review your progress. Notice how your mindset begins to shift with consistent effort. By reshaping the way you speak to yourself, you lay the groundwork for success and fulfillment. Positivity isn't just a mindset. It's a powerful tool for cultivating habits that lead to achievement. Chapter 2, Mindset Matters. Adopting a growth-oriented perspective. What if your ability to succeed wasn't determined by your natural talent, but by the way you perceive challenges? The way you think about failure, effort, and potential plays a far greater role in your achievements than you might realize. This is the essence of a growth mindset, a belief that your abilities can be developed through dedication and hard work. Unlike a fixed mindset, which assumes talents and intelligence are static, a growth mindset opens the door to possibility. In this chapter, we'll explore how adopting this perspective can unlock your potential and set you on a path to continuous improvement. At its core, a growth mindset is about seeing setbacks as opportunities rather than obstacles. Picture a student who struggles with math. A fixed mindset might lead them to conclude, "I'm just bad at math," shutting down their willingness to try. But a growth mindset would encourage them to think, "I haven't mastered this yet, but with practice I can improve." The difference lies in the word "yet." It's a simple shift that transforms discouragement into motivation, reminding us that our current abilities don't define our future capabilities. Consider Maria, a young professional who was hesitant to take on a leadership role at her company. She feared she didn't have the natural charisma or skills to lead effectively. Her mentor introduced her to the concept of a growth mindset, encouraging her to focus on what she could learn rather than what she lacked. Maria started attending workshops, seeking feedback from colleagues, and practicing her communication skills. Over time, she began to see progress, not because she was inherently a great leader, but because she committed to growth. Today, Maria leads her team with confidence, proving that development is a process, not a fixed trait. The idea of a growth mindset was popularized by psychologist Carol Dweck, whose research revealed that people with this mindset are more likely to persevere through challenges, embrace feedback, and achieve long-term success. Dweck's studies show that a growth mindset doesn't just apply to academics or professional development. It impacts every area of life. Whether you're learning a new skill, building relationships, or pursuing a personal goal, the belief that you can grow will keep you moving forward, even when progress feels slow. But how do you adopt a growth mindset if you've been stuck in fixed thinking? The first step is to recognize the language you use about yourself. Phrases like, "I can't do this," "I'm not good at this," or "this is too hard" are hallmarks of a fixed mindset. By replacing these thoughts with empowering alternatives, "I'm learning," "I'm improving," or "this is a challenge I can overcome," you begin to reframe the way you approach difficulties. The shift may feel small, but it's powerful in changing the way you see yourself and your potential. Take Ben, an aspiring writer who often doubted his abilities. Whenever he faced rejection or struggled with writer's block, he would tell himself, "I'm not cut out for this." After learning about the growth mindset, Ben decided to reframe his struggles. Instead of seeing rejection as a sign of failure, he began to view it as feedback for improvement. He joined a writing group, sought constructive criticism, and focused on honing his craft. Slowly but surely, Ben's work improved, and he gained the confidence to keep submitting his stories. Today, he credits his growth mindset as the reason he didn't give up on his dream. Another way to cultivate a growth mindset is to embrace effort as a necessary part of success. In a fixed mindset, effort can feel like a sign of inadequacy. If you were truly talented, it wouldn't be so hard, right? But a growth mindset sees effort as a sign of commitment and progress. Every time you try, you're building skills and resilience that bring you closer to your goals. This perspective shifts your focus from immediate results to long-term growth, allowing you to stay motivated even when success isn't instant. It's also important to seek out challenges rather than shy away from them. Growth happens outside of your comfort zone, and every new experience offers an opportunity to learn. Think of challenges as stepping stones rather than stumbling blocks. When you encounter something difficult, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Instead of fearing failure, see it as a teacher guiding you toward improvement. With this mindset, even setbacks become valuable lessons that propel you forward. Now let's address the role of feedback. In a fixed mindset, criticism can feel personal, as if it's a reflection of your worth. But in a growth mindset, feedback is a tool for development. Instead of avoiding it, welcome feedback as a chance to learn and grow. When someone offers constructive criticism, take a deep breath, thank them for their input, and reflect on how you can use it to improve. This approach not only helps you grow, but also builds stronger relationships with those around you. Here is a practical exercise to apply the concept. Reflect on a recent challenge or failure you experienced. Take a moment to write down how you initially felt and what thoughts went through your mind. Now, rewrite those thoughts from a growth mindset perspective. For example, if you thought, I'm terrible at this, reframe it as, I'm still learning and improving. Commit to practicing this reframe the next time you face a similar challenge, and notice how it shifts your approach over time. Adopting a growth mindset is a journey, not a destination. By embracing this perspective, you'll discover that your potential is not fixed. It's a vast, evolving landscape shaped by your willingness to learn and grow. With every step forward, you'll find yourself closer to becoming the person you aspire to be. Chapter 3. Building Momentum, Starting Small, Dreaming Big. Every great achievement begins with a single step. But here's the catch. Those first steps often feel small and insignificant, especially when compared to the grand vision you have in mind. How can something so tiny possibly lead to big success? The answer lies in momentum. Small, consistent actions build momentum, and with enough time and focus, this momentum transforms your small efforts into significant results. This chapter explores the power of starting small and how those seemingly minor steps create a foundation for your greatest dreams. Momentum is one of the most underrated forces when it comes to success. Think about pushing a car up a hill. At first, the car doesn't seem to budge. It feels heavy, immovable. But as you put in consistent effort, it begins to shift. Slowly, the wheels turn, and eventually, the car gains speed, making it easier to push. This is how momentum works. In the beginning, it takes effort and persistence. But once you're moving, the progress feels natural and rewarding. Starting small is the key to overcoming that initial resistance and setting the wheels in motion. Consider Emily, a woman who had always dreamed of running a marathon but felt overwhelmed by the enormity of the task. When she thought about running 26 miles, it seemed impossible. She couldn't even jog around her block without feeling out of breath. Instead of giving up, Emily decided to start small. Her first goal wasn't to run a marathon. It was to walk for 10 minutes every morning. After a week, she increased it to jogging for 2 minutes within her walk. Each week, she added a little more time and distance until running became a natural part of her routine. A year later, Emily crossed the finish line of her first marathon, all because she started small and allowed momentum to build. The beauty of starting small is that it eliminates excuses. When you set a goal that feels manageable, you're far less likely to procrastinate. Aiming for a 10-minute task feels achievable, whereas aiming for an hour might feel overwhelming. By starting small, you bypass the mental resistance that often comes with tackling big challenges. Over time, those small tasks add up to substantial progress, reinforcing the belief that you are capable of achieving more. Momentum also helps you build confidence. Every time you complete a small task, you experience a sense of accomplishment that motivates you to keep going. This positive reinforcement strengthens your belief in your ability to succeed, creating a cycle of progress. Let's look at Jake, a high school student who struggled with studying. The idea of preparing for a major exam felt daunting, and as a result, he often avoided studying altogether. When Jake learned about the power of momentum, he decided to start with just 5 minutes of focused studying each day. As he gained confidence in his ability to stick to this routine, he gradually increased his study time. By the end of the semester, Jake had not only improved his grades, but also developed a habit of consistent effort. Another key benefit of starting small is that it makes your goals feel attainable, no matter how big they are. Dreaming big is essential. It gives you a direction and a purpose. However, without breaking those dreams into smaller steps, they can feel out of reach. When you focus on the next small action instead of the entire journey, you shift your attention from what's daunting to what's doable. This approach keeps you moving forward and prevents you from getting stuck in fear or doubt. Momentum isn't just about achieving goals, it's about creating lasting habits. Habits are the building blocks of your success, and small, consistent actions are the easiest way to form them. Take Sarah, for example, who wanted to adopt a healthier lifestyle. Instead of overhauling her diet overnight, she started by adding 1 extra serving of vegetables to her meals each day. This small change felt manageable and soon became a habit. Over time, Sarah introduced more healthy choices into her routine, and her entire lifestyle transformed. What began as a small step led to a complete shift in how she approached her health. It's also important to celebrate your progress along the way. Acknowledging your small wins reinforces your motivation and reminds you that you're moving in the right direction. Every step, no matter how small, brings you closer to your ultimate goal. By focusing on these incremental victories, you stay inspired to keep building momentum. One common obstacle people face is the temptation to skip small actions because they don't seem impactful enough. Why bother meditating for 5 minutes when you could spend an hour scrolling through your phone? Why write 1 paragraph when it won't finish the project? This mindset underestimates the power of accumulation. 5 minutes of meditation every day becomes over 30 hours a year. Writing a paragraph a day leads to an entire book in a few months. The key is to trust the process and stay consistent, even when progress feels slow. Here's a practical exercise to apply the concept. Think of a big goal you've been putting off because it feels overwhelming. Break it down into the smallest possible step you can take today. For example, if your goal is to get in shape, start by taking a 5-minute walk or doing 10 push-ups. Write down your small step and commit to doing it every day for the next week. At the end of the week, reflect on how it feels to have started and what momentum you've gained. Momentum is a powerful ally in achieving your dreams. By starting small, you not only make progress, but also build the confidence and habits necessary for long-term success. Remember, every big achievement is the result of countless small steps. Start today and let momentum carry you toward the life you envision. Chapter 4: The Power of Consistency. Turning habits into success rituals. Success isn't built in a day, it's built day by day. If there's one quality that separates those who achieve their goals from those who fall short, it's consistency. Imagine watering a plant. One day of intense care won't make it grow, but steady, daily attention will. The same principle applies to every area of your life. Consistency is the bridge between your efforts and the results you dream of. This chapter explores why consistency is so powerful, how to cultivate it, and how to turn your actions into habits that fuel success. At its core, consistency is about commitment. It's showing up for yourself every day, even when it's inconvenient, even when progress feels invisible. Many people get excited about their goals at the start, but lose steam when the initial excitement wears off. This is where consistency becomes crucial. It's not about doing everything perfectly. It's about doing something, no matter how small, and doing it regularly. Over time, these consistent actions compound into significant progress, much like how a drop of water repeatedly falling on stone eventually creates an impression. Consider Liam, a graphic designer who wanted to build a personal portfolio to attract bigger clients. At first, he was overwhelmed by the thought of creating dozens of projects while juggling his job. Instead of trying to do everything at once, he set aside 30 minutes every evening to work on his portfolio. Some days, he made a lot of progress. Other days, he barely managed to sketch a new idea. But he stayed consistent, and within 6 months, Liam had a completed portfolio that showcased his talents and opened new opportunities. His success didn't come from a single burst of inspiration, but from showing up every day. The beauty of consistency lies in its ability to create habits. Habits are the automated actions your brain performs without much thought. Once something becomes a habit, it no longer feels like effort. It becomes a natural part of your routine. For instance, brushing your teeth every morning doesn't feel like a chore because it's ingrained in your daily life. By staying consistent with small actions, you can create habits that align with your goals. These habits become the foundation of your success, requiring less willpower and freeing your energy for bigger tasks. A great example of this is Zoe, who wanted to improve her physical health. She struggled with maintaining a workout routine, often starting strong, but quitting after a few weeks. After learning about the power of consistency, she decided to shift her approach. Instead of setting an ambitious goal of working out for an hour daily, she committed to just 10 minutes of movement each day. Over time, her body and mind adjusted to this new routine, and she naturally began extending her workouts. By focusing on consistency rather than intensity, Zoe transformed her health and developed a lasting fitness habit. Consistency also helps you build trust in yourself. When you follow through on your commitments, no matter how small, you prove to yourself that you're reliable and capable. This self-trust is essential for achieving bigger goals because it gives you confidence in your ability to persevere. Conversely, when you constantly break promises to yourself, even unintentionally, you erode your self-belief. By staying consistent, you reinforce the idea that you can depend on yourself to do what's necessary. It's important to note that consistency doesn't mean perfection. Life will inevitably throw challenges your way, unexpected events, setbacks, or days when your motivation is low. What matters is not allowing those moments to derail your progress. Missing one day isn't failure. Letting one day turn into a week or a month is where problems arise. Consistency is about resilience, the ability to bounce back and keep moving forward, even after a stumble. To build consistency, start by setting clear, realistic goals. Ambitious goals are exciting, but they can also be overwhelming if they're not broken down into manageable steps. For example, if your goal is to write a book, focus on writing 1 page a day instead of aiming to complete an entire chapter. Celebrate these small victories, knowing that each one brings you closer to your ultimate goal. Another powerful strategy is to anchor your new habits to existing routines. For instance, if you want to start meditating daily, pair it with something you already do, like brushing your teeth or having your morning coffee. This technique, known as habit stacking, helps you integrate new behaviors into your life with minimal effort. Over time, these small, consistent actions become second nature, propelling you toward your goals. Imagine a musician learning to play an instrument. Mastery doesn't come from a few long practice sessions. It comes from daily practice, even if it's only for 15 minutes. Each day builds on the last, creating a rhythm of improvement. Similarly, your efforts, no matter how small they may seem, compound over time to create extraordinary results. Trust the process and stay consistent, knowing that the seeds you plant today will grow into something remarkable. Here is a practical exercise to apply the concept. Choose one area of your life where you'd like to see improvement. Identify a small, specific action you can take daily to make progress in that area. Commit to doing this action every day for the next 2 weeks, no matter what. At the end of each day, reflect on how it felt to stay consistent and what progress you made, no matter how small. Notice how this routine begins to feel more natural as time goes on. Consistency isn't glamorous, and it often feels mundane. But it is the secret weapon behind every great success story. By showing up every day, even in small ways, you create a foundation of habits that carry you toward your dreams. Remember, the magic of consistency lies not in the size of your actions, but in the power of persistence. Stick with it, and you'll be amazed at what you can achieve. Chapter 5. Overcoming Barriers. Conquering Fear and Self-Doubt. What stops most people from pursuing their dreams isn't a lack of ability or resources. It's fear and self-doubt. These inner barriers are powerful, often whispering, "What if you fail? What if you're not good enough?" Left unchecked, they can paralyze your progress and hold you back from reaching your potential. The good news is that fear and doubt are not permanent roadblocks. They are challenges you can overcome with the right mindset and strategies. This chapter is about learning to face these barriers, dismantle them, and move forward with confidence. Fear is a natural human response designed to protect us from harm. In many situations, it serves us well, like warning us of physical danger. But when it comes to personal growth and ambition, fear often manifests as a fear of failure, rejection, or the unknown. These fears can create mental barriers that feel insurmountable, but in reality, they are simply a result of our mind trying to avoid discomfort. The key to conquering fear isn't to eliminate it entirely, but to understand it and act despite it. Take Claire, for example. She had always dreamed of starting her own bakery, but was held back by the fear of failure. Thoughts like, what if no one buys my products? Or what if I lose all my savings? Kept her from taking the leap. One day, Claire decided to confront her fears head-on. She wrote them down and asked herself, what's the worst that could happen? And how would I handle it if it did? By breaking her fears into manageable pieces, she realized that even in the worst-case scenario, she could recover and try again. This shift in perspective gave her the courage to start her business, and today, Claire runs a successful bakery. Self-doubt often works hand-in-hand with fear, undermining your confidence and convincing you that you're not capable. It's that nagging voice that says, you're not smart enough, or you don't have what it takes. Self-doubt feeds on comparison and perfectionism, making you believe that others are more qualified or that you need to be flawless before you even begin. The truth is, no one starts out as an expert. Every successful person you admire started somewhere, often facing the same doubts you feel. A powerful way to overcome self-doubt is to focus on progress, not perfection. Consider James, a writer who struggled to share his work because he feared criticism. He would spend weeks agonizing over a single piece, trying to make it perfect, only to abandon it out of frustration. One day, James decided to shift his focus. Instead of aiming for perfection, he set a goal to write something every day, no matter how imperfect. Over time, this practice not only improved his skills, but also boosted his confidence. By embracing imperfection, James learned that growth comes from action, not hesitation. Another effective strategy for overcoming fear and doubt is to reframe them as opportunities for growth. Instead of seeing fear as a signal to stop, view it as a sign that you're stepping out of your comfort zone, a necessary step for personal development. Similarly, treat self-doubt as a reminder to challenge yourself rather than as proof of inadequacy. Every time you face a fear or overcome doubt, you strengthen your resilience and expand your capabilities. It's also helpful to surround yourself with positive influences. Seek out people who inspire and support you, whether they are friends, mentors, or role models. Sharing your fears and doubts with someone you trust can provide perspective and encouragement. You'll often find that the barriers you face aren't as daunting as they seem when you're not facing them alone. Additionally, learning from others who have conquered similar challenges can remind you that success is possible, even in the face of fear. To put these ideas into action, start by identifying your fears and doubts. Write them down and look at them objectively. Are they based on real evidence, or are they assumptions and what-ifs? Challenge the validity of these thoughts and replace them with empowering beliefs. For example, instead of thinking, I'm not good enough, remind yourself, I'm learning and improving every day. Shifting your inner dialogue is a crucial step in overcoming mental barriers. It's also important to take small, intentional actions that build confidence. Each time you act despite fear or doubt, you prove to yourself that you're capable. These actions don't need to be grand gestures. Sometimes, the smallest steps have the biggest impact. For instance, if you're afraid of public speaking, start by speaking up in a small group or practicing in front of a friend. As you build confidence, you can gradually take on bigger challenges. Fear and doubt will always be part of life, but they don't have to control you. By understanding these barriers and learning to navigate them, you unlock the ability to pursue your goals with courage and determination. Remember, the strongest people aren't those who never feel fear. They're the ones who face it and move forward anyway. Here is a practical exercise to apply the concept. Take a moment to reflect on a fear or doubt that has been holding you back. Write it down and ask yourself, what's the worst that could happen if I face this? Then, Brainstorm at least one small step you can take to confront this fear or doubt. Commit to taking that step within the next week, and notice how it feels to act despite your hesitation. Reflect on what you learned from the experience and how it shifts your perspective. Overcoming fear and self-doubt is a powerful step toward unlocking your potential. By facing these barriers with intention and resilience, you set yourself on a path to greater confidence and achievement. Remember, the only way to grow is to step outside your comfort zone and embrace the challenges that come your way. Chapter 6: The Role of Focus. Prioritizing what truly matters. In a world filled with distractions, focus has become one of the most valuable skills you can cultivate. Think about how often your attention is pulled in different directions: emails, social media, endless to-do lists. It's easy to feel busy, but not productive. The key to breaking free from this cycle is learning how to focus on what truly matters. This chapter explores the power of focus, why it's essential for achieving your goals, and how to develop the discipline to prioritize your most important tasks. Focus is the ability to direct your attention to a specific task or goal without being derailed by distractions. It's not about doing more, it's about doing the right things. Imagine you're filling a jar with rocks, pebbles, and sand. If you start with the sand and pebbles, there won't be room for the rocks. But if you begin with the rocks, the pebbles and sand will naturally fill the remaining spaces. This metaphor illustrates the importance of prioritizing the big rocks in your life, the tasks and goals that align with your values and have the greatest impact on your success. Consider Jason, an entrepreneur who was struggling to grow his business. Every day, he would answer countless emails, attend meetings, and tackle minor tasks, but he felt like he wasn't making meaningful progress. One day, Jason decided to track how he spent his time. He realized that only a small portion of his day was dedicated to activities that directly contributed to his business growth. To fix this, he began each morning by identifying his top 3 priorities, the big rocks for the day, and dedicating focused time to them before addressing anything else. Within weeks, Jason noticed a significant improvement in his productivity and clarity. The ability to focus is often challenged by the sheer number of distractions around us. Notifications, multitasking, and the constant influx of information make it difficult to stay present and engaged. Research has shown that multitasking can reduce productivity by up to 40%, as the brain struggles to switch between tasks. To combat this, it's crucial to create an environment that supports focus. Simple changes like turning off notifications, setting specific times for checking emails, or working in a quiet space can make a significant difference. Focus also requires clarity about your goals. When you're clear about what you want to achieve, it's easier to filter out distractions and stay aligned with your priorities. Take Mia, for example, a student preparing for her exams. Instead of vaguely deciding to study more, she set a clear goal to master specific topics and allocated focus time for each. By breaking her goals into manageable chunks and dedicating uninterrupted time to studying, Mia not only improved her grades, but also felt more confident and less overwhelmed. Another critical aspect of focus is learning to say no. Many people struggle with this because they fear disappointing others or missing opportunities. However, saying yes to everything dilutes your attention and energy, leaving you with little room for what truly matters. By saying no to distractions and low-priority tasks, you're saying yes to your goals and values. Remember, focus is about quality, not quantity. Distractions aren't always external. Internal distractions, like overthinking or self-doubt, can also pull your attention away from your priorities. To overcome these, practice mindfulness and self-awareness. When you notice your mind wandering or negative thoughts creeping in, gently redirect your focus to the task at hand. Over time, this practice strengthens your ability to stay present and engaged. One effective strategy for improving focus is time blocking. This involves setting aside specific periods for particular tasks and protecting that time from interruptions. For example, if you're working on a project, block out 2 hours in your schedule and treat it as non-negotiable. Use tools like timers to maintain focus and take short breaks to recharge your energy. This structured approach helps you stay on track and make consistent progress. Focus also thrives on routine. When you establish consistent habits, your brain adapts, making it easier to concentrate. For instance, if you dedicate the first hour of your day to deep work, your mind will begin to associate that time with focus and productivity. Over time, this routine becomes second nature, reducing the effort required to get into a state of flow. One of the most powerful examples of focus comes from athletes and performers. Consider Serena Williams, who trains for hours every day with unwavering focus on her goals. Her ability to tune out distractions and give her full attention to her practice is a key factor in her success. While you may not be training for a championship, the principle is the same. Focus allows you to channel your energy into what matters most, achieving results that would otherwise seem impossible. Here is a practical exercise to apply the concept. Take some time to reflect on your current priorities. Write down your top 3 big rocks, the most important tasks or goals that align with your values and long-term vision. Then, identify one distraction or low-priority activity you can eliminate to make more room for these priorities. Commit to spending at least 1 hour tomorrow focused solely on one of your big rocks, without interruptions. Notice how it feels to dedicate your energy to what truly matters and how much progress you make. Focus isn't about doing everything, it's about doing the right things. By prioritizing your most important tasks, creating a supportive environment, and developing routines that encourage deep work, you can achieve remarkable results. Remember, every moment of focus is an investment in your future. When you choose to focus, you choose to honor your goals and take meaningful steps toward the life you want. Chapter 7. Energy Boosters. Sustaining motivation through ups and downs. Motivation is like a spark. It ignites your enthusiasm and propels you toward your goals. But what happens when that spark fades? Staying motivated isn't always easy, especially when challenges arise or progress feels slow. Yet, sustaining motivation is crucial for long-term success. This chapter focuses on how to maintain your energy and keep moving forward, even when the initial excitement has worn off. Motivation is often misunderstood. Many people believe it's something you either have or don't have, but in reality, motivation is something you can cultivate and sustain. It's not about waiting for inspiration to strike, it's about creating an environment and mindset that fuels your energy. Motivation thrives when you have a clear sense of purpose, a connection to your goals, and strategies to reignite your drive when it wanes. Take David, a fitness enthusiast who started a workout routine with high energy and big ambitions. For the first few weeks, he was consistent, excited to see results. But as time passed and progress slowed, he began skipping workouts. His motivation dwindled because he had focused solely on the outcome, seeing physical changes, rather than finding joy in the process. To reignite his energy, David shifted his mindset. He started celebrating small victories, like improving his endurance or mastering a new exercise. This change reminded him that progress isn't always visible, but is still meaningful. One of the most effective ways to sustain motivation is by reconnecting with your why. Your why is the deeper reason behind your goals, the purpose that gives them meaning. For example, if your goal is to advance in your career, your why might be to provide a better future for your family, or to pursue a passion that fulfills you. When you're feeling unmotivated, take a moment to reflect on why you started. This sense of purpose can reignite your energy and keep you focused on the bigger picture. Another key to sustaining motivation is breaking your goals into smaller, manageable steps. Large goals can feel overwhelming, making it easy to lose momentum. But when you focus on achievable milestones, each step forward builds confidence and motivation. Think about Anna, a teacher working on a master's degree while balancing her job. The idea of completing her thesis felt daunting, but when she broke it into smaller tasks, choosing a topic, researching, drafting, she felt less overwhelmed and more motivated to keep going. Energy boosters also come from external sources. Surrounding yourself with supportive people who believe in your goals can make a huge difference. Share your aspirations with friends, family, or colleagues who encourage and inspire you. When you're feeling discouraged, their words and actions can remind you of your potential and help you stay on track. It's equally important to create routines and habits that naturally fuel your motivation. Habits take the guesswork out of decision-making, making it easier to stay consistent. For example, if you're trying to write a book, setting aside the same time every day to write can create a sense of rhythm and purpose. Over time, this routine becomes a natural part of your life, reducing the need to rely solely on willpower. Motivation can also be reignited by changing your perspective. When progress feels slow, it's easy to focus on what's not working. Instead, shift your attention to what you've already accomplished. Celebrate small wins and acknowledge how far you've come. These moments of recognition can serve as powerful reminders that your efforts are paying off, even if the results aren't immediately visible. Disrupting monotony is another way to maintain motivation. Doing the same thing day after day can lead to boredom and burnout. Introduce variety into your routines to keep them fresh and engaging. For example, if you're working toward a fitness goal, try a new class or activity to reignite your enthusiasm. Variety keeps your mind engaged and makes the process more enjoyable. It's also essential to take care of your physical and mental energy. Motivation often falters when you're exhausted or overwhelmed. Prioritize rest, nutrition, and self-care to ensure your body and mind are in a state that supports your goals. Remember, energy and motivation are closely connected. When you take care of yourself, you naturally boost your ability to stay focused and driven. For example, Lisa, a graphic designer, noticed her motivation dwindling as she juggled multiple projects. She felt drained and uninspired. After reflecting on her habits, she realized she wasn't giving herself enough time to recharge. Lisa began incorporating short breaks, healthy meals, and moments of mindfulness into her day. These small changes revitalized her energy, allowing her to approach her work with renewed enthusiasm. Finally, remember that motivation isn't a straight line. It's normal to experience ups and downs. What matters is your ability to reignite that spark when it dims. By staying connected to your purpose, celebrating progress, and taking care of your energy, you can sustain motivation and keep moving forward. Here is a practical exercise to apply the concept. Write down your primary goal and the deeper why behind it. Reflect on what makes this goal meaningful to you and how achieving it will impact your life. Then, identify one small step you can take today to move closer to that goal. As you progress, take time each week to celebrate a win, big or small, and remind yourself of the purpose driving your actions. Motivation isn't something you find, it's something you create. By staying connected to your purpose, embracing small victories, and maintaining your energy, you can keep moving forward, even when the journey feels challenging. Remember, every step you take is a step closer to the life you envision. Keep your spark alive and trust in your ability to persevere. Chapter 8. Empowering Connections. Building a Supportive Network. No one achieves success entirely on their own. Behind every great accomplishment is a network of support, people who encourage, challenge, and inspire us to reach our potential. The connections you build with others can be a powerful force in your journey toward achievement. Whether it's a mentor who provides guidance, a friend who cheers you on, or a community that shares your vision, the relationships in your life shape your path to success. This chapter explores the importance of building a supportive network and how to create meaningful connections that empower you to grow. Human beings are naturally social creatures. We thrive in environments where we feel supported, understood, and valued. When you surround yourself with positive, like-minded people, their energy and perspective can fuel your motivation and keep you focused on your goals. Conversely, negative or unsupportive relationships can drain your energy and hinder your progress. This is why being intentional about the connections you nurture is so critical. Consider Jessica, a young professional who struggled to stay motivated in her career. She realized that much of her social circle didn't share her ambitions or values, and their negativity often left her feeling discouraged. Determined to make a change, Jessica began seeking out people who inspired her. She joined a local networking group and connected with colleagues who were passionate about their work. These new relationships provided her with fresh ideas, encouragement, and opportunities to grow. Over time, Jessica's mindset shifted and she found herself more motivated and confident in pursuing her goals. Building a supportive network begins with understanding your needs and values. What kind of support do you need to thrive? Are you looking for mentorship, accountability, or simply encouragement? Knowing what you need allows you to identify the right people to bring into your circle. For example, if you're working on a creative project, connecting with other creatives who understand your challenges can provide invaluable insights and motivation. A key element of a strong network is reciprocity. Relationships are most fulfilling when they are mutually beneficial, with both parties contributing to and learning from each other. Think of Sarah and Alex, two entrepreneurs who met at a business conference. Sarah had expertise in marketing, while Alex excelled in financial planning. They began exchanging advice and supporting each other's ventures. This collaboration not only strengthened their businesses, but also deepened their friendship, illustrating the power of giving and receiving in relationships. Mentorship is another cornerstone of a supportive network. A mentor can provide guidance, share wisdom, and help you navigate challenges based on their own experiences. Finding a mentor doesn't have to be formal. Sometimes it's as simple as seeking advice from someone you admire. For instance, David, an aspiring chef, reached out to a local restaurateur whose work he respected. Over time, this connection grew into a mentorship that helped David refine his skills and build confidence in pursuing his culinary dreams. Supportive networks aren't limited to professional goals. They're equally important in personal growth. Surrounding yourself with people who encourage your well-being, celebrate your successes, and hold you accountable can make a significant difference in your life. Think about Lisa, a mother who wanted to prioritize her health but found it challenging to stay consistent. She joined a fitness group in her neighborhood where she met others with similar goals. The camaraderie and accountability of the group helped Lisa stay motivated and achieve her fitness milestones. In today's digital age, building connections isn't limited to in-person interactions. Online communities can be a powerful resource for finding support and inspiration. Whether it's joining a social media group related to your interests or participating in virtual meetups, the internet provides countless opportunities to connect with like-minded individuals from around the world. These connections can be just as meaningful as those made face-to-face, offering encouragement and perspective that enrich your journey. Creating a supportive network also involves letting go of relationships that no longer serve you. This doesn't mean cutting ties abruptly or without consideration. It means recognizing when certain connections drain your energy or hold you back. For example, if someone in your life consistently dismisses your goals or discourages your efforts, it may be time to set boundaries or distance yourself. Protecting your energy allows you to invest more fully in relationships that uplift and inspire you. It's important to remember that building a supportive network is a gradual process. Relationships take time and effort to develop, but the rewards are well worth it. Start by being open to new connections and seeking opportunities to meet people who share your values and aspirations. Be genuine and authentic in your interactions and focus on building trust and mutual respect. A strong network is built on shared experiences and mutual encouragement. Whether it's celebrating a milestone, offering advice during a setback, or simply being present, these moments create bonds that empower you to keep moving forward. By surrounding yourself with people who believe in your potential, you create an environment where success becomes not only possible, but inevitable. Here is a practical exercise to apply the concept. Take a moment to reflect on your current network. Who are the people who inspire, support, and encourage you? Write down their names and think about how they contribute to your growth. Next, identify one area in your life where you'd like more support. Reach out to someone who can help fill this gap, whether it's a mentor, a friend, or a community. Start building that connection by sharing your goals and asking for their insights or advice. Notice how this new relationship impacts your motivation and perspective. Your network is one of your greatest assets. By building meaningful connections with people who inspire and support you, you create a foundation for success that extends far beyond your individual efforts. Remember, no one succeeds alone. Together, you can achieve more than you ever thought possible. Chapter 9. Celebrating Progress, the Art of Positive Reinforcement. Progress, no matter how small, deserves to be celebrated. Yet, how often do we pause to acknowledge our achievements along the way? Too often, people focus solely on the end goal, forgetting that the journey is just as important. Celebrating progress isn't about self-indulgence. It's about creating a mindset that values growth and effort. This chapter explores why acknowledging milestones is essential for sustained motivation and how to turn this practice into a powerful tool for achieving your goals. Celebrating progress works as positive reinforcement. When you reward yourself for reaching a milestone, no matter how minor, you're signaling to your brain that your efforts are worthwhile. This creates a cycle of motivation, where each step forward feels rewarding and encourages you to keep going. Without these moments of recognition, it's easy to lose sight of how far you've come and feel overwhelmed by how far you still have to go. Think of Sam, a software developer learning a new programming language. At first, he felt frustrated by how difficult it was to grasp new concepts. But instead of focusing on how much he didn't know, Sam decided to celebrate each small victory. When he successfully wrote his first program, he treated himself to his favorite meal. When he solved a complex coding challenge, he allowed himself a day off to relax. These small celebrations kept Sam motivated, reminding him that every step forward was meaningful. Celebrating progress also shifts your focus from perfection to growth. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that only flawless achievements are worth celebrating. But progress is rarely perfect. It's messy, iterative, and full of lessons. Acknowledging even imperfect progress reinforces the idea that every effort counts. For example, when Emily, a novice painter, completed her first landscape, she noticed several mistakes. Instead of criticizing herself, she celebrated the fact that she had taken the time to create something. This positive attitude encouraged her to keep practicing and improving her skills. Another reason to celebrate progress is that it builds resilience. The path to success is rarely straightforward, and setbacks are inevitable. Celebrating small wins along the way helps you stay motivated during challenging times. For instance, Rachel, a marathon runner, faced numerous injuries during her training. Instead of dwelling on what she couldn't do, she celebrated her ability to complete short runs as she recovered. These moments of recognition helped Rachel maintain her commitment to her goal, even when the journey felt difficult. Celebrations don't have to be extravagant to be effective. Small gestures, like taking a moment to reflect on your accomplishments, sharing your progress with a friend, or treating yourself to something you enjoy, can make a significant impact. What matters is that the celebration feels meaningful to you. It's not about the size of the reward, it's about the acknowledgement of effort and growth. Sharing your progress with others can also enhance the experience. When you involve friends, family, or colleagues in your celebrations, you create a sense of community and accountability. For example, Mark, an aspiring author, shared his writing milestones with a close group of friends. When he finished his first draft, they celebrated together with a small dinner. This support not only made the achievement more special but also motivated Mark to keep going. Celebrating progress is especially important when working toward long-term goals. These goals often take months or years to achieve, and without recognition along the way, it's easy to lose motivation. Breaking your goal into smaller milestones and celebrating each one creates a sense of momentum that keeps you moving forward. Imagine Lisa, a woman saving for her dream home. Instead of waiting until she had the full amount saved, Lisa set smaller targets and celebrated each time she reached one. These celebrations kept her focused and reminded her that she was making steady progress toward her dream. It's important to note that celebrating progress doesn't mean becoming complacent. It's not about resting on your laurels, but about acknowledging your effort while staying committed to your ultimate goal. Think of it as fueling your journey, rather than marking its end. Each celebration gives you the energy and confidence to tackle the next challenge. A great way to integrate celebration into your routine is to track your progress. Keeping a journal, checklist, or progress chart allows you to see how far you've come and provides a visual reminder of your achievements. For example, Sarah, a teacher pursuing professional development, used a wall calendar to mark each day she completed a study session. At the end of each week, she treated herself to a small reward, like watching her favorite movie. This simple practice kept Sarah motivated and on track to achieve her certification. Here's a practical exercise to apply the concept. Take a moment to reflect on a goal you're currently working toward. Identify a recent milestone, no matter how small, that you've achieved. Write down what this milestone means to you and how it contributes to your overall goal. Then, think of a way to celebrate it, something that feels meaningful and rewarding to you. Commit to making this celebration a regular practice for every milestone you achieve. Celebrating progress is about more than rewards. It's about valuing your efforts, staying motivated, and building a mindset that appreciates growth. By taking the time to recognize your achievements, you create a positive cycle of encouragement and progress. Remember, every step forward is worth celebrating because it brings you closer to the life you're working to create. Chapter 10. Sustained Success. Embedding Achievement as a Lifestyle. Success isn't a destination, it's a way of life. While achieving a single goal can feel fulfilling, the true essence of success lies in maintaining the habits and mindset that make growth and accomplishment a consistent part of your life. This chapter explores how to embed success into your daily routine, turning it into a lifestyle rather than a fleeting experience. By the end of this chapter, you'll understand how to sustain your momentum and continue striving for personal growth, no matter what challenges come your way. Sustained success begins with a shift in mindset. Many people see success as a point to reach, a milestone to achieve and then move on. But real success isn't about achieving one goal and stopping there. It's about consistently pursuing growth and improvement. Think of success as a marathon, not a sprint. The habits, values, and resilience you build along the way are what truly define your journey. Consider Alex, a business owner who worked tirelessly to grow his company. When he finally reached a significant financial milestone, he felt accomplished, but soon realized he wasn't sure what to do next. The excitement faded, and Alex found himself unmotivated. Instead of coasting on his achievement, Alex decided to focus on building a sustainable lifestyle of growth. He set new goals, prioritized ongoing learning, and integrated reflective practices into his routine. This shift not only reignited his motivation, but also helped him create a foundation for continued success. One of the keys to sustained success is maintaining the habits that led you to your initial achievements. The consistency you've built throughout your journey doesn't end when you reach a goal. It evolves to support new challenges and aspirations. For example, Lisa, a teacher who developed a habit of daily reading to enhance her skills, didn't stop once she earned her certification. She continued her routine, expanding her reading list to include topics that enriched her teaching and personal development. This commitment to growth allowed her to excel in her career and find joy in lifelong learning. Another essential aspect of embedding success into your lifestyle is adaptability. Life is full of changes, and what works today might not work tomorrow. Being willing to adjust your approach ensures that you stay aligned with your values and goals, even as circumstances shift. Take Emma, a runner who trained consistently for years. When an injury prevented her from running, Emma adapted by exploring other forms of exercise, like swimming and yoga. This flexibility allowed her to maintain her active lifestyle and continue feeling accomplished, even when her original path wasn't an option. Sustained success also requires a balance between ambition and gratitude. While it's important to set new goals and push yourself, it's equally vital to appreciate what you've already achieved. Gratitude keeps you grounded and reminds you of the progress you've made, even as you strive for more. For instance, Jacob, an entrepreneur, made it a habit to reflect on his accomplishments every month. He wrote down what he was grateful for, both big and small, and celebrated how far he had come. This practice kept him motivated and focused, providing the energy he needed to tackle future challenges. Another way to sustain success is by fostering a growth mindset. This means viewing every experience, successes, setbacks, and everything in between as an opportunity to learn and improve. A growth mindset ensures that you're always moving forward, even when progress feels slow. Take Sarah, a musician who faced rejection early in her career. Instead of letting failure discourage her, Sarah used each setback as a chance to refine her skills and learn from feedback. Her resilience and commitment to growth eventually led her to achieve her dreams. It's also important to celebrate your ongoing progress. Just as you've learned to acknowledge milestones, take time to appreciate the lifestyle you're creating. Celebrating small wins along the way reinforces your efforts and keeps you motivated. For example, Karen, a writer, made it a point to reward herself after completing each chapter of her book. These moments of recognition helped her stay excited about her work and reminded her of the joy in the process. One of the most powerful tools for embedding success into your lifestyle is reflection. Regularly reflecting on your goals, progress, and values helps you stay aligned with what matters most. Consider John, a graphic designer who set aside time every Sunday to review his week. He asked himself questions like, what went well? What could I improve? What am I proud of? This practice gave John clarity and direction, ensuring that his actions aligned with his long-term vision. Finally, sustained success is deeply connected to the people you surround yourself with. Building and maintaining a supportive network of mentors, peers, and friends provides encouragement and perspective. These connections keep you accountable and remind you of the importance of growth and collaboration. Here's a practical exercise to apply the concept. Take a few minutes to reflect on the habits and practices that have contributed to your achievements so far. Write down 3 habits you want to continue or adapt to support your ongoing growth. Next, think about a new goal or area of improvement you'd like to focus on. Identify one action you can take this week to move closer to that goal. At the end of the week, reflect on your progress and how it feels to be actively embedding success into your lifestyle. Success is not a single moment, but a continuous journey of growth, reflection, and adaptation. By maintaining your habits, staying flexible, and celebrating your progress, you can turn achievement into a way of life. Remember, every day offers an opportunity to grow and build the life you envision. With commitment and intention, sustained success is well within your reach. Conclusion: as we've journeyed through this book, Positive Shift, Cultivate Habits for Achievement, we've explored the power of shaping your inner dialogue, adopting a growth mindset, building momentum, and staying consistent. We've discussed overcoming fear and self-doubt, mastering focus, sustaining motivation, creating supportive connections, and celebrating progress. Each chapter offered tools to help you not just achieve your goals, but also embrace a lifestyle of ongoing growth and success. Remember, the path to achievement is built on small, consistent actions, a resilient mindset, and a commitment to celebrating every step forward. Thank you for taking the time to explore these ideas and invest in your personal growth. If you found this content valuable, please like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more insights and inspiration. Your support means the world, and we look forward to continuing this journey with you.